I've spent almost 20 years into retail broking in India. The whole ecosystem has evolved. There have been a lot of innovations happening around the financial ecosystem, but the trading app was always the same. And that is where the whole journey started. We were, I think, broker number 300 odd. We were way behind. And today, as we speak, we are broker number 9 on National Stock Exchange.
You work in a sector that's quite heavily regulated, right? How do you navigate that? What's been the secret sauce behind that?
Let it be a secret sauce. Being over-regulated or being regulated gives a lot of confidence in the ecosystem. You need to focus on what the customer wants. All that requirement and everything has to be driven by a product and technology first approach.
Hello everybody and welcome to yet another episode of PayU's Let's Talk Scale. This is a show where we feature companies that have scaled in sectors which are extremely difficult to grow. Today I have Prakash Gupta, who is the founder of Dhan, an app that has grown from strength to strength over these years. And today I have the pleasure of talking to you, Jay.
No, my pleasure, Swapnil. Yeah. It's great to be at your show.
Yeah. Tell me, for people that don't know about what Dhan is, what is Dhan?
So to put it in simple terms, Dhan is an investment and trading platform, which is more technology and product driven. It's when we thought of starting Dhan, I want to put it this way, right? I've spent almost 20 years into retail broking in India. I've been out and out into capital markets all throughout. As an employee, I have traded myself, became an entrepreneur, then a long-term investor. What I felt was, there's something broken there. Okay, a user of maybe 10 years back, they had certain expectations with the trading platform. The trading platform did not evolve. The whole ecosystem has evolved. We moved from T+2 settlement, we moved to T+1 settlement. There have been a lot of innovations happening around the financial ecosystem, but the trading app was always the same. So when we thought of starting Dhan, this thing came to our mind that this is a highly competitive industry and the pricing was commoditized. So we still had this belief that there could be something which can disrupt the industry. There were players who were already doing that, and since we were one of the late entrants into this space, when we thought of starting Dhan and we launched it in November of 2021, there were already a lot of players in this space. Everybody thought, yaar ye aake kya kar lenge, naya kya hai. But we had this belief that space में अभी भी बहुत कुछ है करने का. For us it was like कि market discover नहीं करना है. There is already an audience, who trades in market. And what happened during COVID was that a lot of new generation people, the millennials and Gen Zs, they started coming to capital markets. And they had certain expectations. They wanted a control on their finances. They wanted a better execution capability. The execution should happen in a seamless way. And they were not people who will call you and they need a relationship manager to trade. So when you empower a youngster to trade or to invest in markets, they expect something which is world class.
Got it.
And they wanted certain features which is not available with other apps or trading platforms. So that gave us that the whole idea behind that. Let's go and do something different. Let's target people who already know how to trade, but they will definitely appreciate something which you can provide in a seamless manner on the app.
Got it.
And that is where the whole journey started. And we kept on shipping new features. We kept our ears on the ground. We were listening to what the user has to say, and we kept evolving. There were a lot of reiterations which happened. We heard what the trader wants, what a long-term investor wants, and we kept on bringing those things. And that created a wow moment. There was stickiness of the users whom we acquired, and that's how we have grown.
Yeah. Tell me some of your numbers in this journey of scale that you have.
See, when we started in November, that was precisely 4th November 2021.
Yeah.
It was Diwali Muhura Trading Day when we officially launched Dhan.
Yeah.
We were, I think, broker number 300 odd. So we were way behind. And today, as we speak, we are broker number 9 on National Stock Exchange. We were not even in the top 100 brokers in MCX, which is a commodity exchange. Today, we stand among top 3 brokers in terms of turnover with the exchange. We had few thousand clients. Today, the active client, as per NSE data, is close to 1 million. Okay, so that's where we stand today. We have we contribute to a substantial market share on the retail side of the turnover, both for MCX and on NSE.
Fantastic, yeah, Jay. You really very rarely hear a company scaling to that extent within a period of close to 4 years, right? That's fantastic and very well done. If we have to go back, Jay, in this already very cluttered market, and we were to think what got you from being number 300 to in the top 10 in a very cluttered, very competitive space. If you had to identify any 2 or 3 things, what are those 2 or 3 things?
See, the first thing is you need to be really passionate about your customers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say that customer centricity is the thing.
Yeah.
If you listen to your customer, if you are
Got it.
Able to solve their problems, half of the thing is done.
Got it.
Okay. Second thing you need to always work on, that you need to build that trust and credibility. Okay, that's the core.
Yeah.
And we since we all 3 of us are a founding team, we had this experience. Okay, we believe in that concept that you really need to create something which is compliant. Okay, where you need to be transparent. So on our app, we were before it became the norm. Okay, we were the first ones in the industry who could give you the entire transparent breakup of what are the charges, what are the brokerages.
Yeah.
So the transparency is something which people appreciate. And third, and the most important, the third important thing is that you also need to keep innovating. Because as you rightly mentioned, this is a very highly competitive space.
Yeah.
Okay, so unless you bring up new features, you provide your traders and investors, okay, the tool through which they can analyze markets, they can use those tools like charting softwares, understanding fundamentals of the company. If everything is available on the mobile app, and they really appreciate it.
So many questions I have for you, Jay, because this is so interesting. A lot of people talk about customer centricity, right? Every business talks about it, right?
Yeah.
But talking about customer centricity and actually being customer centric, because you can't go from 300 to 9th in the country if you're not customer centric.
Yeah.
Tell me practically as a founder, what are the things that you do to remain customer centric, to have your ear on the ground, which then brings you to creating the innovations that actually work and not just adding features for the sake of adding features?
So I'll give you a few instances here. During our early days, we used to do this, a lot of offline events. When the whole world was glued to webinars and having Zoom calls, we thought that why don't we go and meet the traders on ground?
Yeah.
Okay, we did the event in almost 10 cities, where the participation was overwhelming.
Yeah.
In those 10 cities, in 10 events, we could meet more than 6,000 odd traders and investors who came in.
Yeah.
And there was very interesting thing which happened at one of the events which we did in Pune. There was an elderly couple who came to us, and the wife was talking to us and saying that when my husband trades, I can make out that he has done profits because he's very happy.
Yeah.
Okay, and when he loses money, okay, he doesn't speak to me. So why your app? Can you create something in your app where I can control how he trades, or he can put a kind of control.
Yeah.
And that gave us an idea that why don't we introduce something called kill switch in the app. So we have a feature in the app where you can define what's the maximum loss you want to incur in a day.
Yeah.
You can have a trade buddy there. So if I am a trader, I am an investor, I can appoint you as a trade buddy. So end of the day, whatever I have done, you will receive a notification about that.
Got it.
Okay, then there will be somebody who is watching, who can control you. And that feature is being loved by a lot of traders, who are new to markets, who want to have some kind of control on their impulses, or want to appoint someone as a mentor who can guide them at the end of the day that how their trading pattern has been. So these kind of small innovations we did when we heard people asking for it, and when we launched it and when we reached out to that couple, they were overwhelmed. There is somebody who is listening to us. And similar kind of events happened at various cities where somebody wanted the charting things to be integrated on the app. Okay, somebody spoke about that when we request for the payouts. Okay, we don't get money in less than 24 hours. So we thought over it. We introduced, that was again an industry first feature, that when we introduced where a customer can withdraw their money, the free balance lying with us within 2 hours. So those are things which helped us in gaining that trust. And also, like, when you build something, you have your own biases. Okay, and when you go and listen to your user or a prospect, and they have certain expectations from you, when you meet that expectation and tell them, okay, this is what you wanted and we have done this for you, you earn a loyalty for life.
That is such interesting insight, Jay. Tell me, how much of a role has technology and AI played in you being able to scale up your operation, again, from 300 to 9 today, which is such a commendable figure. And which is growth in such a short period of time. So tell me the role of technology and AI in this growth journey.
See, technology and product comes in the forefront. Okay, without right technology, it's very difficult to scale. Especially in our industry, technology plays a very, very important role. Be it in terms of like having the execution speed, and when you talk of AI, AI definitely helps in terms of how you respond to your customer queries. We are working on that lines.
You've been in the capital markets for a long time, right?
Yes,
You're one of the veterans here. What has shocked you about the behavior of your users since you've launched Dhan? Has anything shocked you, or have you seen it all?
Veteran is a very heavy word. I don't look that old. But one thing which has changed over time is when the users, maybe users who were there in the market 10 years back, so I'll go back to 2014, 15, the user, I would say the investor and trader at that point of time had a different approach towards market. The market was not as volatile as it is now. The market did not have that much of depth which it has now. And the user of today, if I have to compare, they are more matured. Okay, they are aware about how to control their risks. They understand finance. And most importantly, they are tech savvy. Okay, they have adopted to mobile first approach. 10 years back, a trader, there will be rarely, a percentage much lesser who would have actually used mobile applications to trade on the go. So that has been a drastic change. Now, if you talk to any millennial or any Gen Z who uses the app, okay, they are open to use tools which are available. They analyze markets. Okay, they are not afraid of taking a bet. Okay, using the strategies which were earlier only possible with some sophisticated traders. So I think with one generation, I think there a lot has changed. The whole approach towards finance, about managing the finance, has changed drastically.
Got it. That's so interesting. You work in a sector that's quite heavily regulated, right? How do you navigate that and yet create a user experience that is wow in some way? What's been the secret sauce behind that?
Let it be a secret sauce. But in a way, I think being over-regulated or being regulated, I think being regulated is the right term, gives a lot of confidence in the ecosystem. I think there are a lot of financial instruments which are not regulated, where a user comes, okay, there is a very high probability that the user may lose the capital, there is no control there. The broker or the intermediary can do away with your finances and all. Thankfully, that cannot be possible with our regulator. SEBI has been doing a phenomenal job. There is a rule, okay, and there are bylaws, and you have to abide by that as a member. So for any user or any customer trading in Indian capital markets, they are, I would say, we have the safest capital market ecosystem in the world.
Yeah, that's so good to hear.
Yeah,
right? Because
absolutely.
we often complain about so many things,
Yes,
right? But this is the one place where I think the regulators got it really right.
Absolutely.
And it's created a very mature ecosystem in a very short period of time for India. Jay, if there is an entrepreneur starting out in the broad space of banking and financial products, what would your 2 or 3 pieces of advice to that entrepreneur or professional be if they want to go ahead and achieve the kind of scale that your product has? What would be your 2-3 pieces of advice?
Well, that's a very difficult question, but I'll try to answer that. First thing I feel is that you need to have the depth of understanding of what you are building, because the more you grow or involve yourself vertically rather than horizontally in the initial years, you gain that expertise and experience. I think that compounds over time. That's one. Second thing is very important. Indian capital markets is regulated. You cannot do something out of regulation or outside the regulation. Okay, so you need to be mindful of the fact that you are in a regulated environment and you have to abide by whatever the bylaws and rules are. Third is, again, you need to focus on what the customer wants and what the customer is going to require. And that all that requirement and everything has to be driven by a product and technology first approach.
What's your goal or aspiration for Dhan over the next 5 to 10 years? Do you have certain benchmarks in mind? Where do you want this brand to go?
We want to be known as guys who have done some kind of thing which is who have done different things and have become a financial services company which one aspires to be.
So top 3 in the country and
in
go
terms
broader.
Of working, and go broader.
And go broader in terms of provide more products, I'm assuming. Is what you want to do as you go along. Anything that you think are going to be roadblocks or stumbling blocks in that going from this scale to even bigger, what do you predict will be some of the challenges?
I think we have to take the challenges as and when it comes.
But you see your path there.
Yeah.
Jay, you've done a phenomenal job, right, in the last 4 years of actually starting off and building a company which has now become one of the leaders in this particular space, a well-known brand. Like I told you prior to this recording that I'd heard of your brand for a different reason. So you've done a phenomenal job in what is the most, I think, competitive space right now, because you have so many people getting into it, but you've really created a differentiator there and you've really managed to scale yourself up brilliantly. I hope when I meet you next in the next 5 years or so, you are in that top 3. I hope you've gone broader in the space that you wish to do, because this is, however competitive this space is, there is still huge room for growth, right? So I hope you and Dhan meet all the aspirations and goals that you have over the next 5 years.
So just to share few insights here, it's a team effort. So we 3 of us, rather 4 of us, our founders and co-founders, we have skill sets which complement each other. That's a big positive. And it has been a teamwork. No individual can create an institution by himself or herself. And also I'm thankful and grateful to our investors who have backed us. The team which we have, their commitment, their sincerity, their understanding of how the product and features are, and the execution capabilities. So and also the market. You always need to respect the market. The market has really supported us. The market has been favorable for last 4 years. So it's a culmination of all the right things at right time and being at right place. I think that has really helped us.
Yeah.
But going forward, as we have always been doing, we keep on learning. We keep reiterating. If something goes wrong, okay, it's better to accept that you have been wrong and go back to the drawing board and start afresh, rather than just trying to prove something which is not right and getting your ego into it. So we avoid that.
Yeah. The one common, I think, thread which has been there through this conversation is I think you and your team have a very, very close ear on the ground, right? I think that is something that you all have done extremely well. That's where all your insight comes from, and then that insight in turn can be seen in the products that you build, right?
Absolutely,
so I think that's one big lesson for all of us entrepreneurs to take back. Have your ear on the ground,
Absolutely,
talk to your customers, and innovate based on that.
Yes.
Jay, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank
Same
you
here.
very, very much.
Thank you.
And congratulations for the great job that you've done.
Thank you. Yeah.